Most AI YouTube videos just focus on the hype of large language models made by organizations like OpenAI, Anthropic, DeepSeek, etc. But there are so many more AI models out there that you can use to do amazing things like speech to text, translation, image generation, and even video generation. So in this video, you will learn how you can run those models in the cloud or even locally on your PC. And by the end of the video, you will have learned how to even customize the behavior of these models and use them in different scenarios, perhaps even combining models together. Let's go ahead and explore Hugging Face, because on Hugging Face, you can find many of these open source models to implement in your own software or in organizations, or expand these models for new use cases. So this is Hugging Face, and right now we are in the Spaces part of the website, which is a really nice AI app directory, which you can use to find AI models and actually test them out without even needing a complex piece of hardware yourself. If you then want to implement them, you can very easily run the models locally. And I'm going to show you all of that. But first, we need an example, right? So let's see what the categories they have. They've got things like video generation, language translation, image editing. Let's go ahead and scroll some more. And I'm actually seeing background removal here as well, which is an interesting one that I actually personally need on almost a weekly basis when I create my new YouTube videos, because in my thumbnails I usually have an image of myself or some other element that had some background in the original image that I have to extract away, right? So this is actually an AI model that I rely on a weekly basis for a real use case. So let's see if we can actually run one locally. I actually see this one here, background removal by Not Lane, which is running on zero. And this is kind of a platform that Hugging Face offers where you can just try out the model yourself on the cloud. So I'm just going to click into it. And then you will see that it actually immediately opens a web application. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to submit an image of myself, because again, that's something that I need to do on a weekly basis for YouTube, right? So here we go. You can see this is an image of me with a pretty plain background. I don't think this is the most challenging scenario for an AI model, but it is one that is very common because I try to take my photos near a kind of similarly colored background just to make it easier to remove the background, right? So now you can see that on the right here, we have the processed image, and we can even just kind of slide to see how it removed the background from the image, which is great. And I can even download it right here. But this is all running in the cloud. Maybe I want to process a lot of images, or I need to use it for my organization. So I want to submit some confidential images. Well, in that case, you can actually run all of these Hugging Face models locally. Now, to do that, you actually need to go to this hamburger menu and click on Run Locally. Once you do that, you get two options for running the models. You can run it in Docker, which is a containerized way to run applications and AI models, or you can run it locally and actually modify the code. This is more difficult, but you are able to change how the model is actually operating and even combine it with other AI models. But just to start, let's go ahead and use Docker to run this AI model on my local machine. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this command. Now, do note that as it says here, you do need to install some extra tooling to make sure that this runs locally, and in this case, you need an NVIDIA GPU. So there are some requirements to actually run these models locally, but if you have an NVIDIA GPU, you should be good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and open Visual Studio Code, and then in my folder here, I'm just going to paste that command, and I'm just going to go ahead and run it. Now, I've already ran this before just because I wanted to download all the files. If you run this for the first time, it's going to take a little longer. But what it's going to do is it's going to expose that same web app on my local machine on the port 7860. So it seems to have already launched, and now I'm just going to go ahead and go back to my browser, and then I'm just going to type in that address. So we're going to type in localhost 7860. And then indeed, we can see here that the background removal tool has opened and it's the exact same web app. Let's see if it actually works. I'm going to drop the same image. So we're going to open Finder, drop this, and then we're going to go ahead and submit it. And while that's running, I can actually open Visual Studio Code, and you can actually see that some requests are being made to the web application. So that's great. Now in my web browser, it has already processed the image in just a couple of seconds, and it's pretty much the same result, which makes sense because we're running the exact same model. The nice thing is that you will always get the same result. Depending on how powerful your hardware is, it might take longer, but the actual end result will be just as good as what you can see here, which is great. But I can only access this model via this web interface. Again, if I have to process 1,000 images, how am I able to do that? I'm not going to do that manually, right? I need to kind of script that in a scripting language like Python. Well, this is a scenario in which you want to download the actual code behind the model so you can modify it to your own needs. So how can we do that? Well, going back into Hugging Face, we can actually go and select this clone git option, and we can clone the repository which is hosted on Hugging Face. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to open Visual Studio Code and actually quit out from this Docker container. Then we're going to paste that command. And you will now see that we have this background removal folder available to us. So I'm going to go inside of that folder, and you actually have a couple of important files to understand. So app.py is the important sort of starting file for our application. You can see in here that it's basically loading in this AI model. And the nice part about being able to read the source code is that you can find more information about the underlying AI model. So in this case, I can just copy this model, and then I can probably find it in Hugging Face. So going back to Hugging Face, I'm just going to paste it in here. And then when I search for it, you can indeed find the original model that this web app is based on. So this is really nice because you can do some due diligence to understand how good the underlying model actually is. So that's already one great thing that we can see here just by looking at the code. Furthermore, if we scroll down in the code, you can see that there's some code that determines the interface, because right now it's a web interface. But you can change this code to your liking to not expose the interface at all, but just process a bunch of images from your desktop. If you're unfamiliar with Python, you can use AI coding to do this for you, because it's a pretty simple thing and it's relatively easy to use something like Copilot to change the code for you. In this case though, I do just want to run the same web app again to prove to you that running it directly in Python is fairly easy. So how do we proceed with actually running the Python code? Well, we already cloned the repository, but we still need to create and activate a Python environment. What a Python environment does for us is give us an isolated environment where we can install a bunch of packages, and then if we have another model that we want to run, we will create another environment for that so that there's no conflicts between the two. So this is great. We can simply copy this command, and I'm going to go back into Visual Studio Code, simply paste that command, and then if we just wait a couple of seconds, you will see that it will have created that virtual environment. And you know that it's activated when the name of the virtual environment, in this case env, is here at the start of our terminal. Now then, we have to run one more set of commands. We have to install all of the dependencies of the project, so things like PyTorch, which is often used to run AI models. And then we of course have to run python app.py, which starts up the actual application. So let's copy this final command and go back to Visual Studio Code, and then I'm going to go ahead and paste that in here. So once the installation is finished, you can simply proceed with this python app.py command, and then again it's going to start our web interface on the same port. And then in my browser again, I'm on the exact same URL, and I'm just going to refresh it, and now it's available once again. And I can simply drop the same image that I've done before to show you this exact same example one more time, and click submit, and it will work just like that. And now I'm actually going to show to you that you are able to customize this code quite easily. So what I want to do is I want to actually replace this example file so that it doesn't show this butterfly, but instead uses me as the example. So how can we do that? Well, if we check out the code, we can see that it uses this butterfly.jpg as an example image. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to drag my own image in this folder, and I'm going to change this example. So this image is called ports.jpg, and I'm going to change it in here. And then of course I do need to restart the server. So I'm quitting out of the python app.py, and I'm going to restart it. And then once we actually refresh the page, you will see that I'm actually using myself as the example image of this application. So we're going to go back into my browser, and then I'm going to refresh the page. Hasn't quite loaded yet. There we go. And boom, I'm now the main example of this tool. And you can see that this was a change that I made in just like 5 seconds. So if I can do this in 5 seconds, you should really give this a shot and Try to customize it in any way you like. This is so powerful because you don't have to screw around with understanding how to call the AI model. The maintainer of the repository has already done that for you. You can immediately start customizing this to your liking. And this is really what AI engineering is all about. You're using existing models and customizing it to your needs. If you want to learn how to become a real AI engineer, you should check out the link in the description below because you can learn so much more from me. I hope to see you there.